This video is made for an adult audience. Hey brick fans, welcome back to the Brick Bakery, where all our jokes I have baked. I'm Jacob and today I'm celebrating 2,000 subscribers right here on YouTube by having a grand Lego City tour. Yes, it's true. Just last week, the Brick Bakery celebrated its 2,000 subscriber, and I am very, very pleased about that. I'm very thankful to everyone who has commented, liked, and of course subscribed to my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, all of you. You are wonderful, and I really enjoy hanging out with you, getting your feedback and hearing all of your thoughts. So today, I thought I'd celebrate by giving you a grand tour of Bakersville, my Lego city. Welcome back to Bakersville, everybody. This is the city as it looks right now. I am pretty satisfied with all the things that has been going on for the last half year to a year. It's actually been a quite long time since I started this project, but I think I'm in a good place right now, and I'd love to take you around the city and show you all of the things that I've made, but also talk a lot about all of the projects and ideas that I have going forward. I have placed a lot of sig figs in the city for this video, and if you think you can name some of them, please let me know in the comments below and we'll see if you are right. There is no prize for this, it's just great fun and I hope you will partake. But let's get started on this tour. This is the oldest building, I think, in my Lego city. This is the Brick Bakery, which has a bakery on the bottom floor and a couple of apartments on the first and second floor. And of course, there's a certain Mr. Metalbeard running around up here. Next to that, we have the Ninjago-esque pharmacy, which is one of the oldest buildings in Bakersville. While I am pretty satisfied with the Ninjago pharmacy over here, I am a little less satisfied with the Brick Bakery because I think I can do better. So I'm pretty sure that one of the projects that's upcoming is rebuilding this and sort of trying to redefine the building. However, there are good ideas in this, and I would love to sort of incorporate the same corner look in a new building. But overall, I think detailing could be better. There are some inconsistencies with the height of these round plates here, for instance, and other small inconsistencies I would love to correct. But generally, I do think that this building looks pretty good in this corner here. And I also like that there's actually a road right here. So I might continue that road way over here and have it end on this base plate over here. And speaking of this base plate, this is of course the newest buildings in my Lego city, the colorful triplets. Now, there are a running theme for my city, and that is lacking interiors, as is very evident here because there is so much glass. There is no interior in these. Besides that, I do think the exterior does need some additional tweaking, to be honest, but other than that, I do think that these are just about finished as I want them. The area in front of the colorful triplets, of course, needs additional tiling and detailing, and this road I was talking about right over here, which is made with black tiles, will need to be continued out here to some extent. Other than that, another top for the orange building would probably be good. I had a lot of suggestions for making a rooftop garden up here, and I think that's a great idea, so I've got to get to working on that as well. Next to the colorful triplets, there is of course this building right here, the Golden Stud Hotel and Casino Resort, which is a building I think looks really good. I'm particularly proud of this detail up here, but I do have a problem. I'm not entirely sure how I can actually finish up the rest of the building. This is only the front of the building and this hasn't been filled out in any way. So there is a job to be done here, and I do need to figure out how to do it. And that is particularly because I have run out of these dark blue bricks. So I really need to figure out what to do now. Maybe I'm lucky and I'll find dark blue bricks somewhere, somehow within a foreseeable future. And then of course I can just finish everything with the dark blue bricks. But if that doesn't happen, maybe I'll just have to finish off the building in white here on the sides. But I fear that that will look very, very weird actually. But If you have any kind of ideas, please let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to hear your suggestions. There's still some detailing that needs to be done here on the outside. The green areas in front need some kind of detailing, and of course some adjustments to some of the flower beds and doors and such is still upcoming. But other than that, the front is more or less done in this Golden Stud Casino and Hotel Resort. And in the left-hand corner of Bakersville, there is this, one of my favorite custom buildings in my city, the Teal Towers. I really like how gold, teal and white go together to form a wonderful palette of colors. This is a building I think works really well, and I'm looking forward to actually finishing off this building over here so that it can actually integrate a little better with the rest of the city. This building doesn't have an interior either. I do imagine that these 2 floors will be apartments for sig figs, hopefully, and if not, just for minifigures, because residential buildings and residential houses is always a bit of a problem in Lego cities, I find. And at the end of the raised section there is this, the Seafood Diner and Beagle Boys Hideout. I am satisfied, I will say, pretty satisfied with this building, and especially the rounded corner down here on the diner is something I find really nice. This of course is mostly inspired by a building that's in the Lego book or the Lego Neighborhood Book 2, one of those two. But I do like this, and I think it really rounds the city in a very nice way. This is also one of the newer buildings in the city, so not much is going to be changed here in the near future. One thing I like particularly with this building right here is the way that it integrates with the Teal building. The fact that there's windows up here above the top roof of this building makes it look very interesting, I think. However, the thing I don't like is the way that the color green and teal go together. It's not very good. They seem to blend more than anything else. So eventually I may do something to separate these 2 buildings by having another building either in between or just moving one of them all together. And of course, right here we have the end of the city. It's capped off by this wonderful retaining wall, and of course this little pedestrian area that's down here. The pedestrian area really caps off the city in a nice way, I think. This fence down here is a wonderful detail to sort of give it a very natural looking end at a spot which isn't very natural. I don't think there's too many cities that have a huge drop like this right next to some of their buildings. So having something like this at the end of a Lego city is something I think looks very good. Right along this pedestrian area we do have the camera store. Now the camera store doesn't have an interior either, but I have collected a lot of cameras that I can use to make the interior, so that's going to be great. I'm not 100% sure how I shall be making that interior, but I'm imagining that there's going to be a shop both on the bottom floor and on the top floor, and it's going to be the camera store both. There's a door over here, it can be a little difficult to see, but there is a door right here, so you can actually get into the second floor via these stairs in the middle of these 2 buildings. Right here in the corner there is the music store, which is a building I am particularly proud of. I really like the way this one turned out. What is missing though is of course an interior. Now I have started building some of the interior. I have made a couple of instruments. You might have seen those on my channel or elsewhere. There are tutorials for a piano or synthesizer and a drum kit on my channel, and if you want you can go check those out once you are finished watching this video. So I am starting very slowly to make an interior for this, but the interior proper will be sometime in the future. And right here on the next corner, right next to the music store, there is this building, and I call this one a pub. Now, I did ask my audience to help me figure out what this building actually was, and there was people who have suggested that this is a flower shop or something like that because of all the flowers, which does make sense. However, there is already another flower shop in the city, so I don't think I'll call this a flower shop just yet. What's special about this building is the fact that I've built this floor only halfway up, which I think looks kind of interesting. And of course also this door on an angle, which may be hard to see. We do like this. You can see it right here. There's a door on an angle which has been made without using one of those angled pieces. Now there is actually a little problem with the math. So the door is actually slightly slanted inwards in the upper part rather than the lower part, which technically speaking, I think would be an illegal technique, but I haven't managed to find a better way to do this as I don't have one of those pieces that can actually make an angled door. So for now, this is how it's gonna be. And naturally, this building right here also needs an interior. Now, I think interior should maybe be the project I really start doing for the next half to 1 year, because it seems I'm behind in that aspect. Next to the pub, there is of course the KBBC radio station, which is a building that's a little hard to see almost no matter how I try to turn this camera. So this is probably the best angle you're gonna get for this. This was the first time I tried to build something in an Art Deco style, and I actually like how this turned out. Some have said that this building seems a little small, almost like it's micro scale or something. I can see what they mean, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna change it. But of course, it also lacks an interior. So again, it does seem that I need to get started on interiors. Out in front of the pub and the radio station, and of course the pizza store and the florist, there is this little open area here where we have a small carnival spot and a small marketplace right here in the background. Small fruit stand, hat stand, and yeah, one of those beat it with a club and it goes ding things. There's a lot of activity going on down here, and it's what really makes this city come alive. However, I think in the long run, this part of the city, and generally the harbor, which I'll be showing you a bit more of in just a second, is the part of the city that I am currently thinking about revising. This is partly due to the fact that I think that the lighthouse is actually obscuring the view of these small storefronts right here, and also because I think it might look better having some kind of, I don't know, maybe a river thing going around like this out here, instead of having just the water right here. But I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. That if you have any kind of suggestions for what I should do with this area, if I should change it at all, please let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to hear about it. So behind the marketplace there is of course the pizza restaurant. Now this is, I don't remember if this was the first one of these storefronts I made for this raised section, but it is definitely one of the first. I am currently considering revising this one, or at least moving it down this way and replacing some of the other storefronts, because this right here is still multicolored bricks. That's not the plan. It's not the plan to keep this. Now, the other walls I've built to actually cover up this has been made predominantly from these dark red bricks, and having a dark red wall right here sort of beside this will make it look weird, I think. So I need to have something that contrasts. So either I revise this, I'm not entirely satisfied with this fence anyway, so either I revise this or I move it down this way. And of course I do need an interior. However, the interior has been lit up at this point, even though it is a little hard to see with all this harsh studio lighting. Next to the pizza restaurant there is the flower shop, and now you can really see why I am considering redoing this area right here, because this stall is completely obscuring everything that's going on in here. I even have a very nice sort of indent here where the florist is standing right in here arranging his flowers. Now moving the camera just a bit, it gets a little easier to see what's going on in here. This is a storefront I am particularly satisfied with, especially because it takes advantage of the space in there. But the real quote-unquote interior isn't done here either, so I do need to get started on that one as well. And next to the florist, there is of course this little harbor police station, which I am pretty satisfied with. I think it's a pretty good look, and all I need here is of course an interior, so I can help this police folk actually take care of trouble in Bakersville. Not much to say about that one. And right next to that we have the jewelry store, which is the first time I tried to employ the teal, gold and white color scheme, and I do think it looks wonderful right here. Again, there's a need for an interior, but the exterior I am very satisfied with. I think this one works particularly well, and yeah, I just need to get started on those interiors. It seems to be the theme for my Lego city, doesn't it? And over here we have the Bit or the Brick IT computer store, where you can actually buy your computer games and such if you are a minifigure. Of course, there's still a need for an interior. And over here, the last store we have is Ernest Bookshop. There is Ernest himself right here carrying a load of books on a small trolley. Now both of those need interiors still, and as you can see, this tree right here is blocking the view of Ernest bookstore, so that's maybe a reason to move this tree or get it out of the city altogether. Who knows? Any suggestions are welcome. And here's an overview of this part of the city. As you can see, the harbor is right here. I am considering moving that water somewhere else, and of course this tree is blocking the view of a lot of these buildings, so maybe having something that's smaller, maybe a small fountain or something like that right here would be a better idea. And the last two buildings in the city is of course Red Cup Cafe and the Triple J Juice Bar. Now both of these have full interiors, so finally there is a couple of buildings that have interiors. This one, together with the Brick Bakery, is probably one of the oldest buildings in my Lego city, and I'm still pretty satisfied with it, so I don't think I'll be changing this one out anytime soon. However, eventually I will be doing something about the Triple J Juice Bar, because I do think either it should just be bigger or this part should be a little taller. But other than that, I am pretty satisfied with these two right here and how they connect with this part of the city up here. So this I think is pretty good. Grand city tour of Bakersville. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I enjoyed showing you all of this and telling you a bit about all the ideas and projects I have in store. Revisions are I think that's a cornerstone of any Lego city, and my city will never be finished because of it, and I like it like that. But at this point, all the buildings in my Lego city is custom buildings, which is just great. That's something I've been aiming for a while. So let's see where everything goes from here. But before you go, I'd just like to say thank you very much to all of you who have supported me throughout all the time that I have had this YouTube channel, The Brick Bakery. I am very, 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 very thankful to all of you. It's been great to get to know so many of you, hear all your comments and all of those things. I really, really enjoy talking to you, discussing things with you, and getting all your insights. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all your support. And another thing, just before you go, I have had some very, very good luck over on Reddit recently. I've posted 2 pictures on the subreddit for Lego 1 of the little drum kit, which I have a tutorial for right here on my channel, and another for the small piano synthesizer that I also have a tutorial for right here on my channel. Please look for those if you want to. But I posted pictures of both on the subreddit for Lego, and they got a huge response. The drum kit actually got more than 10,000 upvotes. It's mind-blowing. I can't even try to describe how surprised and how thankful I am. The piano gained 7,000 upvotes, which is just mind-blowingly awesome. So thank you to everyone who supported this and just given it the upvotes and given it the attention, because I am really, really humbled and really, really surprised, but I'm also very proud that this has happened. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. So this was my 2000 subscriber special right here on YouTube. I hope you've enjoyed it, but that is all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you folks next time.